Okay, Sabo, is this what we're really doing?
Yeah! What's going on, man? Good morning, good evening, good night, whatever time of day it is, wherever you are. Man, I just want to say welcome back to another episode of Produced by Sabo World. And I am your host for the day, Sabo World. Before we get started, man, you know I got to give a huge shout out to all of our sponsors. Helping to make sure that this show is brought to you, given to you, the greatest listening experience that it can be. So first and foremost, we want to give a huge shout out to Georgia State University, right here in the heart of downtown Atlanta, Georgia, for being a major sponsor for this podcast. Also, we want to give a huge shout out to the Creative Media Industries Institute building, also known as the CMII building, which is located downtown Atlanta, Georgia, on the GSU campus. And lastly, I want to give a huge shout out to Lump Made Publishing LLC, making sure that this podcast is distributed to everyone through all of these platforms, just making sure everyone around the world has accessibility to hear this podcast. And one more time, man, we're going to give it up for all of our sponsors, because without our sponsors, this podcast would not be possible. So thank you to them. Matter of fact, I'm going to get a round of applause on here. I'm going to figure out how to get some sound effects and stuff like that. But check it, man. I ain't trying to take up too much time, man. I just want to drop some game on everybody who's tapping in. First off, I just want to say I appreciate y'all, man, because this is truly a dope experience for me. I didn't know how much I like to talk till I started doing this, and I do think that I'm getting better with talking, not even just on podcasts and just with people in general, but as I get to listen back at myself and get feedback from everyone who's tuning in, it lets me see how I can compare and contrast to where I was just even a month ago. But check it, man. Today's topic for this episode is fuck your feelings. Now, for real, man, check it. The topic for today is fuck your feelings, man. Right now we're in the last quarter of the year 2022. This year has flown by super fast, lightning speed. It seems like January was just here yesterday, like for real. But this year went by super fast, and we're in the last part of this year, the last 3 months of this year, the last 90 days, 90 plus days, however you want to look at it. We're at the last part of this year, man, and right now is not the time to. Let me say this: right now is the time to get your shit in order. Right now is the time to finish the year strong, whatever things you set out to do that you haven't accomplished yet. Right now is the time to double down and attack it. Right now is the time to set yourself up for success for the next year. Don't wait till next year to, start making things better for yourself. Go ahead and start attacking everything now, man. But right now is the time to tuck away feelings and emotions, and when I say feelings and emotions, I'm not just saying like now isn't the time to like be happy, be joyful, or things of that nature. When I say it's time to tuck away those feelings and emotions, I'm talking about those feelings of anxiousness, of worry, of fear, of doubt, any emotions of anger, hatred, jealousy, any of those things, man. Anything that's not progressive, any emotion that's not propelling you forward. Right now is not the time to be stuck in those feelings and those emotions. Right now is the time to use those feelings and use those emotions and channel them in order to get the job done. You know, what goals have you set to accomplish that you haven't yet? Use whatever emotions you have on a day-to-day basis as fuel to drive you to get things done. You know, going into this last quarter of 2022, man, for myself, and I hope for everyone who's listening, you know, you're dedicating these last 3 months, this last quarter of the year to handling business. And like I keep saying, accomplishing every goal that you set out. And if you've accomplished everything that you wanted to for this year so far, like, congratulations, kudos to you. We really gonna give a big, strong a round of applause if you know you've done everything you can. But check it though, you still got time on that clock. You still got time on that clock to do some more. So set some more goals, knock some more things out the park, man, before 2023 comes in. Because you know, right now we're just like I keep saying, we accomplishing every goal these last 3 months, man. We crushing all competition, and we being the man. Or if you're a woman, you're being the woman. You're being the man that's you're the anchor man in the 4x4 relay. You're that clutch shooter when it's 7 seconds left on the clock and you need a 3 to win. You're that punter, or not a punter, you're that kicker on that football team where the score is tied 21-21 and there's only 2 seconds left on the clock and you need a field goal to win. We're in that part of the journey. We're in that part of the year. We're in the fourth quarter, man. This is where the dogs are made. This is where the boys and the men are separated at, man. This is where you set yourself up for success, man. You go ahead and start building those habits that you need for next year now. You go ahead and put things in order for next year now. Start taking on those tasks for next year now. These last 3 months, man. So check it. It's okay to realize that you feel something. You know, I know I keep saying, fuck your feelings. It's okay to realize that you feel something. It's okay to honor those feelings. It's okay to acknowledge them and, tell yourself like, hey, I feel this. I know what it feels like. But after about 3 minutes, or however long it takes you, man, I'm just throwing a number out there. I'm not being dead for real when I say 3 minutes, but give yourself some time to feel. Give yourself some time to realize what you feel and honor those feelings. But after you taking some time to feel and honor that, it's time to get back focused. We had all year to cry and complain and be tired, and you had all year. Now's the time to dedicate, devote, make a promise to yourself to go as hard as you can, because it's the fourth quarter, bro. The fourth quarter. Now, I can remember sometimes, man, playing sports, more so football specifically. One of my coaches, he would always say, like, if it's time left on that clock, then the scoreboard basically reads 0-0. And what he meant by that is, as long as there's time on that clock, man, you don't let up. You don't ease up. You don't take your foot off the gas pedal on your opponent, because if it's time on that clock, your opponent can still change things. The dynamics of the game can change as long as there's time on that clock. So right now, yeah, you could be up on the scoreboard going into the fourth quarter. But if you ease up and you just want to relax and you want to go ahead and start celebrating and you want to have all the fun right now during the fourth quarter, your opponent, your competition can come back on you and change everything. You can lose the game. So with me saying that, man, like I said, if you've accomplished as much as you want to for this year, that's good. If you're exactly where you want to be, cool. This might not be the message for you, but if you're not where you want to be at, even if you have accomplished a lot this year, it's still time on that clock, man. Go ahead and take on another task. Go ahead and accomplish something else. Go ahead and make yourself more productive. Learn a new skill. Right now isn't the time to celebrating, because you never want to celebrate too early. You never want to celebrate too early. If it's time left on that clock, man, get out your feelings. Get out of that I want to celebrate mood. Get out of that I want to be happy mood. Right now ain't the time for none of that. Right now it's business, man. Right now it's all about business, man. And fellas, man up. Ladies, woman up. Nobody cares about your feelings. Don't nobody care. It's been hard all year. Don't nobody care. You been broke all year. Don't nobody care. You ain't ate. Don't nobody care. Gas is too hot. Don't nobody care. Rent too hot. Don't nobody care. Don't nobody care. And I'm just being honest, bro. Like, yeah, people might listen to you crying, complain and stuff, but most people probably laughing at your ass. Don't nobody care. So them feelings ain't finna do shit for you. Especially if you running telling somebody. Most people happy that you telling them some sad shit. It make them feel better. Don't nobody care. So understand and accept that. Ain't no need in going out crying unless you're going to a therapist. And 9 times out of 10, most people ain't just going to the therapist to complain and talk about their problems and their emotions and feelings. So go on and suck it up, buttercup, and let's figure out how we can keep going this last quarter, this last 3 months of the year, man. What can we do to keep getting better? What can we do to make more money? What can we do to learn new skills, man? Because we in that time frame where that's the mindset. The people that are at the top of the food chain, no matter what industry you're in, right now is the time that people are going hard. I mean, I'm in the music industry, so a lot of people within the music industry, this is a big money making time. This is a big money making time. A lot of the biggest projects are dropped in December, the fourth quarter, during the holidays. A lot of money is about to be spent during this last quarter of the year. It always is. Which end of the spectrum will you be on? Will you be out here spending your money? Or will you be out here figuring out ways to make the money? See, that's the level of thinking you have to have going into that fourth quarter, man. A lot of people don't understand, like, that fourth quarter mentality. They never played sports. So it never translated from sports into real life. Understanding how everything breaks down. There's 4 quarters in the year. You start off strong. Most people don't. You go into the second quarter, week 2. The third quarter, you might hit a sprout. So you got to end it off strong. This fourth quarter has got to end strong. You got to work. You got to put the work in. But myself, I know I'm challenging myself just to give all that I have in every single way, man. Like I'm a student up here at GSU, taking on a full course load, 12 hours. I might be lying. It might be 11 hours. I think I'm 1 hour short because these music classes are like, they weird. But I think it's 11. It might be 12, but I think it's 11 credit hours. I'm working my job as a custodian still in Henry County. I work out the classes. But I also still engineer. I also still produce and write songs for other artists. I still work with them. But what I'm saying is my schedule is just full, man. And just to be honest, like, there have been times where I'd shy away from work. I'd shy away from doing certain things, and it might be a time where I might just not need the money, so I might not take a session. Somebody might call me, hey, I need you to engineer for 5 hours. And I might have money, and I might just, I don't really need it. But in this last quarter, man, the habits that I'm adopting and building are to strengthen taking on whatever, no matter if I need the money or not, no matter if I need the opportunity or not. I'm taking advantage of it. That's just the mindset. I'm like a shark in the water right now. I smell blood and I'm attacking. I'm like a bull. When I see red, I'm charging. You know, I'm locked in and I'm focused, and I'm just encouraging everybody under the sound of my voice right now to just lock in, tap in, and focus the same way. 'Cause 3 months can change your whole life. A solid 3 months can change your whole life. So with this last quarter, these last 3 months, man, think about it from this perspective, man. If you go hard and take on every opportunity that presents itself, and I ain't saying just overstress yourself, but as long as you can manage it, man, take it on. If you got 2 hours extra time and you want to do, if you can make it work, make it work. Take on the challenge. But I ain't finna hold y'all up too long today, right? But my last little thought, man, cause I have some peers who I listen to. I offer advice to. I try to help them out when I can. I listen to them sometimes, and they find reasons to complain about what others aren't doing, or what other people ain't did for them, or any of that. And just for anybody who's listening, I wanna offer this advice, man. Within this last part of this year, this last quarter of the year, man, get up out your feelings. Stop crying about support and support yourself. Stop complaining about not being where you want to be and go figure out how to get there. Stop whining about what people don't do and you do it. Simple as that. And I want you to take that into this last part of this year, and I want you to be as successful as you can be. I want you to be as productive as you can be. I want you to demand the best from yourself every day for the next 90 days. By the time this episode drops, it'll be a little less time on the clock, but it's the last October, November, December. Demand greatness from yourself every day to the point of exhaustion. Like, don't have any energy when you go home at night. Like, when you go home, eat, shower, sleep. That's it. Wake up, leave, and go handle your business. From the time you get out the house to the time you get back, full fucking blast, man. Fuck your feelings. And let's take on this last quarter of the year, and let's win. Let's be successful. Let's be productive. And let's demand greatness from ourselves. But check it out. It's just another episode of Produced by Sabo World, and I'm your host, Sabo World, and I'm signing out. Yeah!
Okay, Sabo. Is this what we're really doing?